Here is super trick related to maximum and minimum oxidation state. Here is a super trick for 3D series. Here is an order of oxidizing power. You can solve majority of the question by this super trick. Hey everyone, in this video we are going to learn about the redox reaction and the complete theory about oxidation and reduction. First and foremost, start from the beginning. What does redox mean? Redox simply means reduction and oxidation. Simply, if the reaction involves both reduction and oxidation, it is said to be redox reaction. Then what does oxidation and reduction mean? Suppose here it is an atom which loses an electron. Then the loss of electron is said to be oxidation. Here is another atom which gains the electron. If the atom gains the electron, it is said to be reduction. As per the classical concept, the addition of oxygen is said to be oxidation and removal of oxygen is said to be reduction. According to electronic concept, de-electronation or removal of electropositive radical is said to be oxidation, and electronation and addition of electropositive element is said to be reduction. Now, oxygen in modern concept means increase in oxidation number. What is oxidation number? We are going to study it in detail in this chapter. Now, decrease in oxidation number is said to be reduction. Now, here are two types of agent. First one is oxidizing agent, second one is reducing agent. What does oxidizing agent mean? It oxidizes other but itself gets reduced. That's why oxidizing agent get reduced by the reaction, whereas reducing agent gets oxidized by reaction and it reduces other. Reducing agent gets oxidized by the chemical reaction. Now, what does oxidation number means? Oxidation number is the residual charge appeared on a single atom when other atoms are removed from the molecules. It might be positive, negative, or a fractional value. First and foremost, remember rules of calculating oxidation number is oxidation number of free element is supposed to be 0. Now, the strongest reducing agent is lithium and cesium. Lithium being strongest reducing agent in liquid medium and cesium being strongest reducing agent in gaseous state. Now, the strongest oxidizing agent is fluorine. Fluorine cannot be oxidized even by a strongest oxidizing agent. Highest oxidation number is shown by ruthenium and osmium, both showing the highest oxidation state as +8. Now, the oxidation number of iron in Mohr salt is, first and foremost, we need to understand what is Mohr salt. Ammonium iron second sulfate is said to be Mohr salt, which is an inorganic compound whose chemical formula is represented as FeNH4.NH4SO2 twice .6H2O. NH4 has the residual charge +1 and SO2 has the residual charge -2. That's why by calculating we can calculate the oxidation number of iron in Mohr salt as +2. The oxidation number of chlorine in bleaching powder is, first and foremost, we need to understand what in bleaching powder is. Calcium oxychloride, that is CaOCl2, is said to be bleaching powder. Now, calcium has the oxidation state as +2 and oxygen has the oxidation state as -1. That's why chlorine has the oxidation state as positive and -1. That's why oxidation number of chlorine in bleaching powder is positive -1. Oxidation number of bromine in tribromo octaoxide is, first you need to understand about the structure of tribromo octaoxide. Here the given structure is of tribromo octaoxide. For the corner one, bromine has oxidation state of +6, and for the middle one, it has the oxidation number as +4. Let's move on to our next question, that is highest and lowest oxidation state of nitrogen is. Here is super trick related to maximum and minimum oxidation state. For majority non-element, maximum oxidation state equals number of valence electron and minimum oxidation states equal valence electron - 8. That is, nitrogen has 5 valence electron. That's why So the maximum oxidation state will be positive 5 and minimum oxidation state will be negative 3. Now highest and lowest oxidation state of manganese is, here is a super trick for 3D series. That is, for 3D series, first and foremost write atomic number 2 and something. For manganese it has the atomic number as 27. 2 is lowest oxidation state and 7 is highest oxidation state. Exception of this trick is fluorine has negative 1 oxidation state always, alkali metals has positive 1 oxidation state, and alkaline earth metal have positive 2 oxidation state. In this given reaction, number of electrons involved is, first and foremost we need to calculate the change in oxidation number for aluminum. As it is a free element, that's why it has oxidation number of 0, and in this state aluminum has oxidation number as positive 3. That's why the change in oxidation number will be positive of 3 subtracted by 0, that is positive to 3, multiply by 8, that is stoichiometric coefficient of aluminum, that's why we get 24. That's why the number of electron involved in this given reaction is 24. Equivalent weight of phosphoric acid, that is S3PO4, is, now the super trick related to equivalent weight of oxide and hydroxide is, oxide divide with the number of oxygen atom per molecule. For hydroxide, divide with the number of OH ions per molecule. S3PO4, that is hydrophosphoric acid, can be represented as this structure. That's the equivalent weight is goes to molecular weight divided by 3, that is number of OH minus ion. Oxidation state of carbon in hydrogen cyanide. First and foremost we need to understand about the molecular formula of hydrogen cyanide, that is HCN. The trick related to solving this kind of question is, if you ever encounter with covalent bond, the more electronegative element gets negative residual charge and less electronegative element gets positive residual charge. As we know that nitrogen is the most electronegative element, that's why it is got as negative residual charge, that is negative of 3. By balancing you can get as the hydrogen has plus 1 oxidation state, you can calculate for carbon, it gets positive 2 oxidation state. The oxidation number of iron in ferroferric oxide is positive and negative 2. That is, for ferroferric oxide it has chemical formula as Fe3O4. Now the oxidation number of sulfur in Carrot's acid is, first and foremost you need to understand what is Carrot's acid. The peroxymonosulfuric acid is said to be Carrot's acid. You can calculate it, the value of X, by this equation, that is positive 6. Oxidation state of oxygen in hydrogen peroxide is, now first understand about oxidation state of oxygen. For oxide, the oxidation state of oxygen is always negative 2. For peroxide it is always negative 1. That's why the oxidation state of oxygen in hydrogen peroxide is negative 1. For superoxide it is always negative half. And here are some exceptions, as fluorine cannot be oxidized by even by the strongest oxidizing agent. It has always negative 1 oxidation state. That's why the oxidation state of oxygen in O2F2 is positive 1 and OF2 is positive 2. Now here is an order of oxidizing power. As we know that the fluorine is strongest oxidizing agent. For halogen, the order of oxidizing power is this one. For oxide, superoxide have most oxidizing power rather than peroxide and monoxide. You can solve majority of the question by this super trick. Ethanol, the oxidation number of carbon is, the super trick related to solving any type of organic compound oxidation number is, if we encountered with CH bond, H has positive 1 oxidation state and carbon has negative 1 oxidation state. If C double bond O, oxygen has negative oxidation state and carbon has positive oxidation state. If carbon both has 0 as oxidation state. In ethanol it has -3 oxidation state, it has +1 oxidation state. The oxidation number of oxygen in ozone is, the super trick related to solving any kind of oxygen problem or oxide problem is, if O double bond O bond is there, that is both share 0 oxidation state. If O coordinate covalent bond, that is one will be positive of 2 and another one will be negative of 2. Negative of 2 is get by the terminal oxygen atom. In ethyl alcohol, oxidation number of carbon is, first and foremost, we need to understand about the molecular formula of ethyl alcohol, that is CH3CH2OH. For solving any type of alcohol problem, you need to understand about this one. COH bond, carbon gets -1 oxidation state, oxygen gets -2 oxidation state, and hydrogen gets +1 oxidation state. Now that's all for today. If you want these slides, I can share you either in my Telegram channel or in my Pinterest page, so I suggest you to follow us there.